kind of time that this would take place. So yeah, maybe let's start. Welcome everyone. We're very excited to have you and to make sure that you know everything that you wanted to know through this live. And I'm gonna, yeah, interview a bit the hosts, Helene and Therese. And I would love to hear from you first, Therese. Would you like to say something, please?
So yeah, thank you, and happy to be here and our trial and error day. And as you see in the background, I have gathered some projectors. That's from Ibiza in October. All projectors. We did a mini immersion there in the fundraiser for this film, 4%. And it was such a lovely, yeah, time also that we had. Usually I'm in immersions that have all four types. And Helene and I now have decided to have each a group of our own type, the generators, and me, the projectors, and then we mix. So that's for me so exciting. And I find this, yeah, the best for me now. I love manifestors. I love all also reflectors. So why I find immersions so important? They really have changed my life. So typical projector, I do not start talking about myself, but what in relation to the others, always interested in the other person. And in immersions, we can so learn how to interact with the others. I know Helmi from Immersion, we met in Ibiza then, and of course Marianne, we've known each other for a while, and yeah, so we meet people again and again when they come to immersions. And the last one in Ibiza was when Marianne also said to me, I really think, she wrote to me actually twice, emails, said, I really think you can do something for projectors. And if it feels correct and then there's an invitation, that's what she saw in me, what I can do. And also together with Helene. So that's why I'm here. Just very briefly, my story is I met human design in 2004, 21 years ago. Met Ra as I lived on the island of Ibiza, was invited by him also to study with him, especially race psychology, because that's for projectors to get their mind off thinking too much. And um, as we have to wait for an invitation and can get busy with studying, understanding systems, as otherwise we would just be so lost often in the world of the others, of our family, friends, and we have something for ourselves. And then we can shine and be invited to share if it's correct. Yeah, so that's basically it. And for now, and Helene, would you like to share about you? Because I am so excited to work with Helene. We talked before that she's also a psychotherapist, has a long story also in human design and psychotherapy. And when am in real trouble or my old traumas, and I want to traumata, I want to go to a therapist, I'm like, who is better than somebody who's also so deep in human design? Helene.
Mhm.
Yeah, thank you.
To share. Yeah.
Yeah, welcome from me here. I'm Helene and I'm a manifesting generator, 5-1 with a sacred authority. I'm a 5-1 like Teresa as well. Yes, I'm into human design for a long time as well as since 2008, 2009. And my education in human design relates similar to the education to the psychotherapist. I do both education nearly at the same time, and I love to put it together. Yes, but I love it as well to offer the immersions, and it's one of my step in my deconditioning process because I start human design to learn, to understand to try to understand everything. There's a lot of knowledge. And then after years, I think about 2015 or something, I met Marianne, and I met her in YouTube, actually. And then I looked in YouTube, are there anyone who talks about human design? And then there are not so much people, not like now. And often, I think you know it, you look on YouTube and you go to the next, to the next, to the next, because it's not interesting. And when I saw her, there was something in her voice and in her what she tells, what she told, that hits me. And I think she's very interesting. She sounds so authentic, and there is something in her. So I want to meet her. And then I did with her some sessions, and then the first time I went to USA to visit an immersion with her. And because in me there was a strong yes, a strong and then I went to USA, and since then I would say my experiment became more radical. I think it starts much more earlier, but it became more radical, and I really understand how important it is to go again and again to that point, to the point of strategy and authority, and look inside. And it was so important to be remembered about that. And that's why the immersion work is so important for me, meanwhile. And I offered immersion already in the past, but only I trained it. I was a trainer, and all types come in except of a reflector. But this time is the first time I offer it with Therese together, and I'm so excited about that, because the relationship between the projectors and the generators are so important. And in the same time, we are so different. I'm a manifesting generator, and I'm not a projector. I learned a lot about projectors, but I am not in you. I think I can never really understand what it means to be a projector. And so I love that idea that we, Therese and me, we were both there, and we will be both there in the immersion, and Therese at the side of the projectors and me at the side of the generators and the manifesting generators, because we are the same type, we have the same aura. Yes, that's about me. I think there are more things I could tell you, but that's enough for now.
Is that enough for now? Okay, so thank you both. Thank you. And you have already shared a bit, or both of you have shared a bit about immersion in general. But maybe Therese, I would love to hear from you. What would you say are the benefits of an immersion? Why to do an immersion?
Yeah, I was also lucky that I met human design in Ibiza. And it's maybe a bit exaggerated when I say there was one big immersion in the beginnings of when I started like 21 years ago. Small island, many people, especially in the circles where I had my friends then, had met human design, had met the early students of Ra, they still lived there. And I could always meet lots of people who was just enough to say I'm a projector, ask them, and most of them, of course, were generators, because that's 70% of humankind, and a few manifestors. Also, quite a lot of reflectors in Ibiza were in human design, and so automatically you meet the other person with a respect for who they are. energetically, oracally. And then there were these Ibiza events. They were not called immersions then, because the word was later only like, created by Marianne. I also met Marianne then 21 years ago, and she gave me her book, The Revolution of One. So from the beginning on, I could also see what a radical generator was. So there was this natural talk of how we interact. And where there were workshops called during the Ibiza events, but you could call that almost an immersion, where you do not intellectually analyze so much, or have this gate and the channel and all the details that are important for people who like to study and be analysts. I did also, aside of it, the analyst training and other trainings. But in an immersion, you switch that off. Yeah, you switch that mental activity. Oh, is this a person? Is this channel and a compromise? And no, you're just in it as yourself. You feel the aura, and you experience center by center. People go out who have a defined center, for instance, and you stay and you really focus on that center. And then you notice what it does to you when they are gone and when they come in. And that's something also when in these natural immersions, I say, oh, that's the emotional people over there. Okay, I can sit with them for a while, but maybe not forever. Dive in and out of that, just knowing these things and really feeling in the body what it does to the body, what physical reactions there are. And we also learn to not interpret so much like usually, oh, it's their fault, or they are looking at me like that, and that's why I feel uncomfortable. It's okay, where do I feel the discomfort, or even the relief, or whatever it is. So being in the body and watching, observing, without always having a mental interpretation, and then sharing what we experience. That's super important for me. It's one aspect that I just love and can't get enough of it.
Thank you so much. That's so nice. Thank you, Therese. Is there anything you would like to add, Helene?
Yes, I love what you say about to be in the body, because that's the thing I learn or I work with in the psychotherapy as well, to go more in the sensing in the body, not so much in your mind. And what it helps in the immersion, especially for me, to feel in the body and to share it, and is to get more to that point, to know all that we are experiencing. It's not personal, it's unpersonal. And then when we learn it's unpersonal, then it's much more easier to take it. Then it's not so personal when somebody rejects us. It's because he don't like me, and then I'm sad. And often it's not like that, and that's what becomes more obvious when we are going into the experiences, and to experience and to investigate the centers, and we separate in groups, and it's really like experiencing the body, and to know why does it happen. And it's about me, it's about because I'm so different to the other, and it's not this personal thing.
Is there more? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. And I wonder, is there any requirements to participate in an immersion? Helene, would you like to say something?
Oh, in fact, there is no requirement. The most important thing is that you are ready, that you are okay to come and to explore yourself. It's not necessary to know anything, to have a special degree, or to know what is in your reading. It's helpful when you have seen your chart and you have seen the centers and know which center is open or not, and it's helpful if you know what is your type, but the other things are not necessary to know. No gate, no channel, and all the other things which are lay under that. It's not necessary to know it in the immersion. It's the opposite, because sometimes all the knowing is a distraction to stay with the basics, with what is really basic for yourself.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And Therese, would you like to say something about, or I would love to hear from you, about what's the reason to split the groups in the beginning?
Yeah.
And maybe the benefits.
The benefits.
Yeah.
In immersions that I also appreciate a lot, usually the projectors, well, each type gets certain amount of time to be just amongst themselves, either go out, go to a separate place. And every time it has happened now that it was like too short. And in some events, it's more a bit longer, and some shorter, but no matter, it's not enough. Of course, you could say, oh, projectors don't know when enough is enough. But it's something else. It's this amount of relaxation that we hardly ever get in everyday life, because either there are family members who are energy types, or we go out in the street and we are permanently in the aura of people who have either the life force, which is 70% of humans, the generators and manifesting generators, and we can't help taking it in. And even if we stay calm and if it's a correct interaction, it's still, we are fueled by that. And we cannot fully kind of switch off and feel what it is without it. Yes, we are here to be conditioned correctly. We are here to meet the others, but we also need alone time. And many people, many projectors just can't get it. So this is like almost like, well, I have a projector online group, and even there we say it's the projector sanctuary. Or in Ibiza at the fundraiser, there were very, very few projectors, but they're like, where is the projector refugee or whatever sanctuary? We were always in the aura of others. So that's the space I'd like to offer, to really feel into it. What is it if there are only other projectors who do not have the life force or the throat connected to a motor, who are really here to have an impact? My husband is a manifester and he's not a sacral being, but still I have to get out after a while of the aura. I'm now in an Airbnb actually for 2.5 days, because when we are together for too long, even with this one person, the kids are adult, he has a son, I have one, they all live somewhere different, the generators. But I need my time and I can hang out with projectors. There is a certain feeling of being home and calm and breathing. Yeah, but sometimes with energy beings, I catch myself not breathing properly. There's this something to do. Yeah, and it's nice. Yeah, we need it also. We can't just only be just float around. But it's also the exchange, the experience. Others do not want to hear so much of our bitterness, the stories of bitterness. But if we share, we have so much understanding. I've been there, done that. And also what it feels if there was success, and what's the difference between validation and success, and all these nuances that only projectors who really feel in the body and have experienced or can resonate with. So that's why it is very important to give also some more space to that kind of experience into a projector openness, which we hardly ever have in other contexts.
Wow, thank you. I'm very happy that you're doing this for Projectors, Therese, and that the space will be created. Helene, is there anything you would like to add?
It's first thing is when you talk about that, I always look at the picture in the background behind you, and I think it shows very much the quality you talk about. And
All of them here.
yes,
The ones who are present. Yeah.
yeah, that are all projectors, and you're on the couch, and you are with each other. And what I want to say as well is that it's also important for the generators, and it's also interesting for the generator to be together and to be for his own, and it's a kind of relaxation as well.
To be pierced by our aura, right?
Yeah, then to have the same aura, all the group people, and there is no projector or no manifestor or no reflector who is very different, and I have to tune in to the different types. And when I'm with my own type, it's more like we are family, all the same. Even if the manifesting generators and the generators are different, but we are all generators. And there's also a space where we can investigate this difference between the manifesting part and the pure generators. It's very helpful for me. And when we, yes, and sorry, and when we come together and after a part of the immersion, we can become with a better consciousness of our type, and then we can go with this wisdom and with this consciousness in the communication, in the relationship to the other.
Is there more?
Mm.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, we've been talking.
Can I add something? Can I add something?
Yes.
Okay. So, because there is this projector time for the projectors before we meet the generator, so this is also an important aspect, and it's such a good preparation for the meeting. So, for us to really integrate, to ask generators before we speak if it's okay, and then again ask back, so we don't just meet and oh, that's happening now. And it's also important to see this, what does it mean to shut up as a projector? What does it really mean to wait? What does it mean to, even if we see there is a tension and a space to share, to not just talk at or blurt out to the others, to the generators, and to understand what it means to them and not take it personal. So it's also a field for practicing and say, how do we do that? Yeah. It's not personal. It's really something we need to learn. Like in school, of course, ideally in school we would like to learn how to address each other, and the teacher would of course invite the projectors to talk, but they are often the ones, me. I start there, and avoids or can prevent us from a lot of bitterness. Yeah.
Thank you for adding that, Teresa. I do feel like that also counts for generators, though. To ask each other, is it okay if I share? And not just blurt out, which, yeah, but okay. I wonder if there's any questions from you guys. Yes, Marianne, would you like to ask something?
Yes. As you say, there is going to be time. I read somewhere that's like that's the first 2 days, the two groups are separated. Does it mean separated in daytime or also in the evening or in the time off?
It's a very good question, Marianne. Very good. It is actually like that we are separated in the workshop time, but the other time it would be interesting to separate that too, but we are yet not. We had it not fixed totally when we separated and when we come together, but it would be very interesting to separate more time than only the workshop time.
And at least limit the interactions. So to ask, also to invite each group to say, can you really check in if you're ready already for the other? And of course there can be a short touch and go, but it's not like hanging out then with the other type for hours and reflecting on what has happened. Maybe really leave it for the last days, but we don't want to be like, oh, you must not. Yeah. It's more like feel into the body when we have this each type experience. Is it, maybe we need more of it or have very short encounters? That would be something that I would feel like I would like to explore also for myself.
And I think what is important as well is every one of you, every participant are free to choose for himself and free to decide, I want to stay for my own, I want to stay only with my type, and or not. Because I think
each other. Yeah.
Yes, the workshop it's not only the hours in the workshop, the hours, the time around is also time for exploring, and it's part of the digestion, it's part of the to be there, and I think there are 4 days together.
And maybe some projectors who have generators or manifestors at home in the family really need 2 days off. We need it, and that's very sensitive topic to even be. Usually don't want to offend the others. Okay, I can talk to you now, and in reality, because you don't know what it is like to not mix. So that's something we still want to develop, but also really leave it to everyone to say, I need 2 days of non-energy types or not. Some projectors may live alone and don't mind. Yeah, they have a whole week of my own time or just my projector partner. So why not? That could be somebody. Oh, I mix. But others are like, no, 4 hours in the morning are not enough.
Thank you for the question, Marianne. Is there more?
Question.
Okay.
Does this feel okay with you, Marianne? How does it resonate with you?
Yeah, I like your answers. I think it would be interesting if it would be possible to have the space to be apart in the off time as well, or outside of the workshop. But I understand it's everyone's own choice as well. So it's not a requirement, but it's nice to have the opportunity to.
Let's say it's a recommendation.
Yeah, and maybe to add this, it's like I think they have 50 hectares the place, so you can get lost by yourself if you like. Yeah.
And my other question is how to get there. So, for example, from Coimbra, if I would get there, how far is it? How far is it to get there, and how easy is it to organize
I could answer that probably because I live here. So,
question for you, Sabine.
It's super easy. There's a great bus system here. From Coimbra, it's about an hour and 15 minutes, I think, more or less. And then we can pick you up from the bus stop. And also there's buses from Lisbon and Porto, and then most of them switch in Coimbra, actually. So it's in total around like 3 hours or something from Porto, I think. But yeah, it's very easy. And also there's a possibility to arrange a taxi from the airports if a lot of people arrive at the same time at the same airport. That's also an option. So yeah. Does that answer your question? Are there any more questions? Helmi, would you like to? Is there anything you want to say?
Yes, I have a question about the meals. Is it also possible to get the lunch separate from the other types?
Well, I mean, there is a limited indoor space, right? Like it's a castle, but it's not a huge castle. So for sure, you can get your food, in the kitchen and then go somewhere where you can be in your own aura to eat. Could mean that you go outside or there's lots of shade, lots of trees, also a big shaded area. So yes.
I would like to organize something like that because I think it could be really a need. I don't know the local, but maybe we just always have a picnic under a big tree or something. I can see that you just because it could be that all projectors, these 2 days we really would like to have that frequency without even when we eat. Of course, it depends on people have different pHs, and for calm people, for sure it works. I have high sound, but usually some birds singing in the trees or people having some conversation is enough. So it doesn't have to be screaming loud. So I'm a cave person, but under a nice tree, I feel happy. Yeah, so I guess we can arrange something. That's a good question. Thank you, Helene.
We can organize something about that when we know about the PHS from people. And I'm very happy that Sabine will cooking and will organize the meals for us. I'm very happy about that. So I'm very sure that we have the best food ever in these 4 days.
You have a cafe, Sabine, right? And it's not so far away, is this right?
But we can have a look, but I'm not going to be there anymore.
Can't do
I'm
both.
closing this week.
Run the cafe
this week, okay.
We can, I'm closing this week, but there's a beautiful walk that is going alongside of it, just like maybe an hour walk. And we can organize that maybe towards the end if people are okay to be in each other's aura, and then we can drive here. It's like a half an hour drive, 25 minutes, and then we can do the walk, and I could show you the cafe that I used to run. Yes. But thank you so much for your question, Helmi. Was there more? Would you like to add more, have more questions, something to say?
Yes, about PHS, you mentioned this already. I am following my PHS for 5 years now, consecutive. So that's the question, if there is a possibility for the meals.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do. That's quite challenging, consecutive.
I can inform you.
I mean, I could probably just before I throw stuff together, if there is anything to throw together, right? I can just separate it for you. And maybe you can help me a little bit before you come, what to put, because you also cannot have a dressing then, right? With oil and balsamico and yeah, exactly. Okay. I think I got it. Yeah. I'm sure we can make it work for sure.
We can talk about it.
Unfortunately, my cakes, you will not be able to have then, I guess, because a cake, how are you going to make a cake with,
They look great, but I'm not going to eat it.
And a little bit of flour and some eggs aside. And
Eggs is okay, but...
No, I'm sorry. This is not funny at all, Helene.
Raw
This is
flour
very...
is not nice.
No.
Some apples.
Yes, but I will
some
try.
oranges, some fruit. Probably if you're dessert, then we will make sure there's enough fruit. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what's one ingredient only, what you could also have for a dessert. You know, chocolate. Well,
I'll have a chat with Helene. I'm sure we'll figure it out.
you guys will figure it out. The foodie
Yes.
and the PHS consecutive will find something.
Yeah.
Sure.
Thank you.
Is there more, Helene? No? Thank you. Do you have any questions, Kata? Wow. Alternating raspberries with whipped cream. Alternating. Wait. Consecutive means you can only eat the raspberries first and then the whipped cream. And alternating means you eat a raspberry, then you eat the whipped cream, then you eat the raspberry, like this. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yum.
He's alternating. He's not so consequent, but that's what I gave him as a kid also. Like this. Spoon here.
Very interesting that we are so much in the details about food now.
Yeah, that's true.
And
Let's zoom out.
But I think it shows that how important it is to see everyone as he is. That everyone can be like they are. Also, I think that's a very important thing in the immersion, that everyone can be his own.
Yes, Marianne, you are indirect light, when I remember correctly.
That's right. So I would only have the evening meal.
Yes, we talked about that.
Is there maybe anything else, because we are already about food and how much time together is there? Oh, you have a question, Katash, or?
Yeah, I'm not prepared at all. I don't know much about what will be going on, but is there like a general curriculum? And also it says on the website that the accommodation is not included, so we don't have to stay on site, because I'm probably driving my car from Berlin in Germany down to Portugal. So would it be possible to stay at a campsite nearby to save money? Because yeah, for whatever reasons, or stay at a friend's place that's just living around the corner, things like that.
Sabine, would you
Is
like
it okay if I answer?
I think you and
for sure. It's
I thought you know about the location.
Well, I don't know what car you have. Is it would you be sleeping in the car also? Is it like a camper?
It's a tiny Corsa. I can sleep inside that car, but I'm considering getting a tent. Nothing is planned yet. I'm already invited by a reflector friend. But yeah, I'm splenic, so
okay.
I'll figure out last minute.
Yeah. For sure, it's possible. You
what's
could
your
probably
tag,
even.
Kata? Just that I know who is talking. Are you a projector?
Yeah, I'm a 1/4 splenic projector.
Yeah, I just thought that's a projector. I don't know. Yeah, of course. Yeah, when you said splenic, I should have known. But thank you. Yeah. Okay.
There might be even the possibility that you stay on site in a tent. There is separate showers and toilets and stuff, so he did mention that, and I could check that happily for you. I'm sure there's other campsites around, right? But maybe you want to stay away. Well, you'll figure it out spontaneously what is best for you. But if you want, I can check out for you a nearby campsite and the possibility of camping there, which of course will be way cheaper than having a room. It is summer though, so just to know, it can be quite warm during the day. It will cool off during the night though. So sleeping in a tent should be always very nice, actually. Yeah. Does that answer your question? Is there more you would like to say or ask, or?
We don't
No?
hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, always these questions to projectors. Is there anything more? And we should have an and we don't.
Yeah, I know, it's so difficult. How do
I was
you?
laughing. Like,
Well, I'm very happy
invitation.
to answer any more
Oh,
questions if they arise.
very funny. Yeah, it's very.
I'm also receptive. That doesn't make anything easier. Yeah, no, I think I'm good.
Okay.
But I just thought about it because I'm belly's wide as well. So sleeping in a tent, I think it would be just a dream of a little holiday in the summer.
But you asked also about the schedule, more or less, or who said that before? Like, was this also something?
Oh yeah, you also asked about the. Oh yeah, very good, Therese. You asked about if there's a curriculum, and that was my next question. If you guys can share a bit about the schedule and structure for the days.
Helene, would you like to say something first?
Yes, about the schedule for the days is first. There are 4 days. Day 1 and 2 are separated into groups, like we said. Day 3 and 4 are together with all participants, and we are planned to meet at 10 o'clock in the morning until 2 o'clock in the afternoon every day. So we have in the afternoon time to digest, to be around and do whatever. And probably there are some informal gatherings in the afternoon. We will plan spontaneously. Then in the groups, in the separated groups as well. And what is the time from 10 to 2 o'clock is we have some topics and we have some exercises, but it's not fixed at all. We always go with the flow and go with the energy and look what is next and what does make sense. Therese, how do you think? Do you want to add something to that? What I say?
Well, that basically covers it. What we also talked amongst each other, others. What is always important to explore the centers. To even if we had this experience many times, for some who came more often, or of course for people who are there for the first time, especially to see what happens when people with a certain defined center leave, or the other way around, and what happens in the body when they come back. So this we do also in separate groups, not just when we are together. Of course, we cannot do the sacral alone, the projectors, and neither the generators. That's an exercise for us all together. But we also decided probably the emotional center, because that's really one big topic of humankind, and 50% of people are defined and the others are not. But otherwise, it's also that kind of exploration, and to really be aware of where we are open and where we are defined and what effect we have on each other. But the order and all that comes up. Yeah, what's needed, it always becomes in the moment how we do the sequences. And we will also look at profiles, not each one so much, but the difference between the left angle and the right angle. Yeah, so that's also something every time, I don't want to spoil for those who haven't done it, what comes out is always the same. And to know that for oneself in this experience, yeah, what others say, the right angle ones, like the lower profiles, like the 1, 3 and 2, 4, and 3, 5s and so on. And in contrast, the left angle, 5, 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 5, 2. And if there is a juxtaposition, how they are in this whole context, that's also something that stays in the body. Oh, that's why when I have a partner now with the other variation, why they can't help it to see me like that, and I see them like that, and what it does to each other. So that's a beautiful way of exploring oneself. Inner authorities we'll look at. And I'm very much for playful things, and Helene knows that also from Ravaka and Marianne, like dancing, for instance, to one's own inner authority, or floating, or being in the music. For you, Helene, with your mental authority, or actually bouncing back from others, environmental one. Yeah, how you feel that, and others, some emotional ones always dance very expressively, and you're like, what's that? So, and to see the others in action also, not just sit there and talk, but observe and explore and play and sit in circles also and share. And so, and if sometimes something comes up, we're like, oh, we try out that now, yeah, or it doesn't really fit. So there's many ways of exploring ourselves in aura, in the body, in each group, and then when we are together. And of course, also last remark, when we are the mixed group, if some projectors especially, I mean, that's what I can offer, say, okay, that's nice, but can we afterwards or in between sometimes have again something to just be with projectors? That's always possible. It's not just now we always have to be in the mix. Yeah, so practicing is together, but if there is more need for just a corner or just something, that's also, of course, we find that out. So as Helene said, we go with the flow. We are in the flow, and we work with what comes up. Yeah, was it answer questions or anything? Anybody? Helene, would you like to add anything?
No, I want to know, is there any question you have now? Naturally, you
questions and answers.
You can ask anytime if there are some question comes up in the next time, or you can ask us and write or something. It's no problem to ask anything you want to know. I think it's always necessary to digest it and to look what your decision will be.
As I have this projector group in the background, reminds me of Ibiza, when there were especially manifestors in the audience. You see them here from the back. Oops, that's the hairdo of some manifestors, and in the background there were generators. And they were like, when do you projectors eventually take over? We are tired of it. You're the new leaders, so how does this work? So that's not really something we can practice to take over in the world. It's, of course, we will have the one-on-one guidance exercises and also the group experience. And as we are here for one-to-one, the projectors, and not just always in big formations of people, but it's something to be ready. How can we be ready? So this will be something we also explore amongst each other in our group, and what it takes to have the aura so people can pick it up that we are ready to guide. And it's nothing like big cleaning rituals. It's more this kind of, what's in my aura? What can the others pick up? How much do I love who I am? My own being, even if it's like me, no motors. My G is my authority. Or me and Katja, okay, no motor if you're splenic either. Or is it to the heart? Is it to the ego, or is it to the throat? Where is your?
I got 2 motors. I got the root and my ego.
Okay, so you have a motor and 2. So you have more to be invited for some motor. That's an interesting experience. Yeah. So it's as we projectors vary so much. There can be projectors with 3 motors, just not the sacral. It can have the root, lots of pressure to either emote express feelings or to be aware on the splenic side, to the instinctive side, and then it can go to the ego even. Yeah, as long as it's not connected to the throat, it's still a projector.
Thank you, Therese.
To see the varieties. And although we have these varieties, and it's important to notice, then we see the aura is such a huge thing when it's only projectors as well. And it's the family thing, and we are from the other planet. We are home now. That's what usually happens. Yeah.
Thank you, Therese. Thank you. I would just like to add that I love to help with booking flights, Helmi, or like to organize the trip if you feel like you want to come. Also for you, Katja, but you say you're driving, so probably Google will help you with that. But also if you have any questions about the area or what else to do here, if you want to stay longer, or I'm very happy to. So please, I hope you feel invited, that I can help you with that.
Yes. So
and also, Marianne, if you have a question, you're also welcome to.
He's a specialist for the area for Portugal, and you know what it is about. For me, it's the first time I go to Portugal. I'm very happy to come in.
Best place.
Yeah. Lived in Spain in Ibiza. Never made it. Also, when I traveled in Spain, never made it across the border. So, my friends.
Very special area here. Very special. So we're almost to an hour now. Is there any other questions or anything else, Helene, that you would like to add that has not been said?
For me, I think we have covered a lot, and we will offer another live in probably at May of 30 in 1 month. It was a fault of today.
Or maybe also I had requests from friends who say I work in at that time.
Yes, we can think about if you would do that on Saturday or Sunday.
Or also later, because I have some American.
Or later.
Yeah. Like, it's too early for us. So.
Right. 31st is a Saturday. May 31st.
We will
for example. We'll see. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you all so much for coming.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you also, Sabine, for getting us through it, and you, the expert on Portugal. And
all the
experts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Offer your country to us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Very much.
So
look forward to talking again.
See you next time.
Yes.
Or maybe here in Portugal.
Wonderful day. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.